Hello, good
Hello,
evening.
ma'am.
How are you?
Good evening, ma'am. Yeah, I'm pretty good.
Thank you for sending the
I'm,
request. I should thank you for following up and for being a part of this evening's session.
yes, ma'am. I'm pleased to be a part of this session.
Yes, it's my pleasure. And you can introduce yourself because I'm also excited to know more about you. I'm meeting you the first time. And why did you want to have a conversation? Because that was the first line in your email. I'm excited to have a conversation with you. Of course, you introduced yourself, but I would like to listen to you also. Yes, you can start.
Okay, ma'am. My name is Ragini. I'm from Bangalore. So I have been following your videos, and it is quite inspiring, ma'am, for the learners. And the way you teach the people, it's fantastic, ma'am. Really, we are inspired.
How did you learn English? Was it a conscious journey? Yeah.
Basically, I love this English language, basically. And initially, when I in the school times, in the college time, I used to write and read. But apart from that, there was not having any that environment that I can speak in English.
Okay.
So that leads me a lot of some students while I'm studying in the college. My colleagues, they used to bullying me that I don't know the English language. They used to bullying
Okay.
me. So
Okay.
that I took that determination that yeah, I want to learn this language. So last from past few years, I'm learning this language,
Okay.
and also I love to learn this language.
Right. So it's your interest, basically your interest, determination. So this is a
Yes,
problem that everybody faces. I've heard many learners saying this. I don't know why it happens that people get bullied for not knowing English. What is the reason for that? Especially in college
because
and high school. Yeah.
yeah, some people they if they are well and good in English, they feel that we are on the top of the world. Some people, some
Okay.
students might be,
Okay.
yeah. So they start bullying that they somewhat like they shows down towards the students who are not good in English.
Okay.
So sometimes it is beneficial for us also when we will face that experience. So we will come up with a good intention that
Okay. Where you take it up as a challenge. Where you take it up
yes,
as a challenge. Okay. Okay. That's
it will
one
become a challenge.
aspect. Yeah, that's
And
true.
sometimes we have to thankful for those people also
You have to be
who
thankful
made
to
us
those
to
people.
be,
Okay.
yes, who made us to be a challenging situation to challenge the life also.
Okay, okay, right. So I agree with you, but generally I tell as a tutor, it's not good to bully because people have their imperfections, people have their own skills. Bullying is not an acceptable thing because when we know something, I think we can share the knowledge. I have also come across people who say that we get bullied for not being able to speak good English, or we get bullied because we don't know English, which is not a good idea. A language, a skill, whether it is even the physical appearance today, shouldn't complain about that. Everything is part of a person's personality and it gets groomed. It's not going to stay that way forever, right? So you were bullied once, but now you have, at least reached this level. You still have more to go,
Yes,
but
ma'am.
you took it up as a challenge and then you have progressed so far. Okay, so you said that you write. What do you write? Like, how did writing help you to frame sentences, to come up with thoughts in English?
Yes, usually I read some novels. I
Okay.
used to read the novels like I think you know the Sudha Murthy's
Yes,
novels.
yes, yes.
She kept quite simple in her novels. I have read quite a few novels about her, and
Okay,
Chetan Bhagat also. Chetan
okay.
Bhagat. And also, if I get any important vocabs or any important sentence, so I'll write it down that. So it
Okay,
will be useful for me.
okay,
So all the things we can't memorize. So
okay.
sometimes if I'll maintain a notebook, so it is very beneficial for me when I go through that.
Mm. You take down your notes. That is, those are
Yes.
your own reference notes. So instead of referring to something else, you have your reference notes. That is good. That's a good technique. Okay, so that's good.
Initially, when you started this journey, so what all the obstacles you faced, ma'am? Can you
Yeah,
share?
I have shared my language journey both as a learner and as a writer on my YouTube channel, but I'll give you a briefing on that. Of course, I was not able to speak, and I was not brought up in India. I was brought up abroad, and there people from different cultures were there in my class. Most of them were from different countries, and I was forced to speak in English, even to express my basic needs, like, can I have a pencil? Can we do this work together? I have shared about this incident where had fever. One day I was not feeling well. I was shivering because of fever. I wanted to go to the clinic. The clinic was downstairs, and I just had to ask the teacher to send me to the clinic. Ma'am, can you please send me to the clinic? I'm not feeling well. So, just because of the language barrier, I didn't express. I sent back home. And then when they checked my temperature at home, I was having 1 or 2 degrees. So language can really become dangerous. It can, like in my case, as a child, I was scared to express my need. That was my need to say that I'm not feeling well so that the teacher could take some action. But I stopped myself. I hesitated because I knew that I was not good in English. And there were some classmates, like, like how you mentioned, who used to compare. Most of them did not bully, but some of them used to say, you don't know English, you don't know how to express in English, because for them it was easy. They came from
Yes.
English speaking background, so it was easy. They were like, you don't know how to speak in English. I remember not being able to even write words in English. Like, for
And
example, we
some
have,
people they will point out, they will particularly point out,
they
sir,
point
that
out, yes, yes, it
something
happens.
disadvantages is there in you. They
Yeah.
will point out.
Yeah, so that was the first lesson I learned from my life as a child. But as you said, I don't remember taking anything up as a challenge because I also did not have parents who spoke in English, or we didn't have English speaking background or environment. But I remember reading a lot. I remember writing also. So after reading, even I knew that I was not good with tenses, or I knew that I was not able to frame sentences, but I kept writing. I had a small red colored diary, kind of notebook, diary notebook. And I asked my mother to buy it for me from some shop. And I remember writing, simply scribbling down thoughts. So I think that those were the first pages where I scribbled down my thoughts. It was not even diary writing. And then I started reading. I don't know when I began speaking well, but I took the courage to speak. So even when people said your English is not good, I began speaking. And then one day I remember my English teacher saying, your English is good, your pronunciation is good, you need to speak more. So that's what I remember. But I faced all these obstacles. So the beginning was not a cakewalk for me. Yeah, it was not
I think
easy for me.
I think many people's they are facing these issues, ma'am.
Yeah.
But some people they will come out, but some people they are just hidden.
Yes,
They are just
they get
hidden back.
trapped. That what you're saying is correct. Today, there are a lot of people who get trapped, thinking that if you don't
Yes.
know English, you will not be able to survive. It's good if you know English because it is a global language. It is a need of the hour. But today we see a lot of people getting obsessed with the language because the way we pronounce words as Indians is also acceptable. It's accepted. Okay, it's not wrong. We have something known as Indian pronunciation, which is close to standard pronunciation. When I say Indian pronunciation, it's not mother tongue interference, along with mother tongue interference, but there are good authors who speak with Indian pronunciation very close to the standard English. So, pronunciation, if the pronunciation is good, our English also can be good and we can speak more. We don't have to be timid and shy. And as you know, many people, like not just Sudha Murthy, you just spoke about Sudha Murthy. When you listen to Sudha Murthy, she doesn't have good pronunciation, but she speaks beautiful English. And she
Yes.
conveys her thoughts shamelessly, full of wisdom, full of knowledge, full of real life experience. Did she
Yes, ma'am.
learn? Did anybody teach her that? No. So she started speaking. She just started speaking. She doesn't even mind. She doesn't care about her pronunciation. So I think that kind of confidence is important. So that is also
Yes,
good,
ma'am.
right? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So I just have one question for you, Ragini, because there are a lot of people who are underprivileged in our country who are deprived. So we can look at the poor people, people who don't have the necessary facilities also. So can you suggest some ways in which they can come up, in which through which they can learn this language, at least reach a stage where they can tell their name, introduce themselves, or even describe a small thing, a fruit that they like. So, what are the easy ways in which, when I say easy, it's not something that's comfortable, but making use of the available resources, making use of what they have is something that we can suggest. So, can you think of some guidelines that can help people who are deprived of these
Ah, yes,
facilities?
of course, ma'am. So poor people can also become fluent in English
Yeah,
because it is regardless of for their financial issues,
yeah,
they can acquire the knowledge. The English language is not a privilege of rich people or poor people.
mm,
So actually, it is a skill that anyone can acquire because as we know, we are here in a digital world. So there are many platforms like social medias and YouTube channels. There are countless teachers who are teaching lessons like grammars, vocabularies, and pronunciations. And there are different types of websites also that is
yeah,
available.
okay,
So we can grab whatever the interest we like. Like
mm-hmm,
these are all the tools we are getting to
mm,
enhance our English language.
okay,
So taking the advantage of these opportunities, anyone can significantly enhance their
okay,
English skill. And I think the internet has made more accessible
yes, true,
for any
yeah,
language,
mm-hmm,
ma'am. So all we need is just a interest, a determination, a dedication, and innovative method of learning.
yes,
So it's not like that it is insurmountable obstacle
mm,
that we can't do this. It's
mm,
not that. All we need is the interest, the practice, continuous persistently. We can practice and we can gain this knowledge.
yes,
Why we are facing these issues in these days means because we are not brought up in that environment. Like you see in the foreign countries, in abroad, they are very good in English because they have brought up from childhood.
yes, okay,
Even they are poor, even they are
mm,
rich, because they have brought up in that language.
okay,
Throughout the years, they are learning this language and they are talking. So it will be
okay,
very comfortable to them. Whereas
okay,
it comes to in Indian, so
mm-hmm,
we are not having that facility. So that is why we are lacking in this language.
okay.
So consistent practice makes a person very good in any field, not only in English language, in any language, in any field also.
Okay, great. Yes, so those are practical guidelines that anybody can follow. So this is something that we all tell even people who have access to good education. So when we consider people who are deprived of these facilities, the first thing is the accessibility. English is no longer um, a zone, an inaccessible zone, because when you open the internet, you have everything in English. And still, if you go further deep, you have resources to help you. So you can begin with worksheets. If people don't have access to books, begin with free worksheets. And definitely in our country, people will have access to old books, old notebooks, the books that we have on streets, even we buy them. Okay, the books, the
Yes,
vendors are there, the booksellers are there who sell second-hand copies in good
and
condition.
newspapers,
Newspapers are there.
newspapers,
Newspapers are available
and
everywhere. So just grab a
and
copy, take note of the words. So whatever you mentioned in the beginning, writing down words,
and
writing down sentences. When you know
yes,
yourself, you will be able to have creative ways of developing your language.
just I want to share one thing that I learned Malayalam language. To be
Oh,
frank,
okay,
it's self language. Yeah,
okay,
I knew to write, read, and speak as well. That is
okay.
my self language. I learned myself.
On your own, you learnt Malayalam.
Yes,
Yeah.
on my own.
Okay, that's
Because
good.
I went to the bookshop and I just took a book that is translated in native language,
Okay.
and I did my self study. Then
Okay.
I gradually just I went for the alphabets
Okay.
and gradually words, and then I started to frame the sentences and the pronunciation, how the people they will do the pronunciation like tongue twisting. So
Okay. Tongue
it's very
twisters.
difficult.
Okay.
They want to twist the tongue twisting. How I used to observe them,
Okay.
how they are pronouncing their words.
Okay.
So in this way, not only English, ma'am, I grabbed the knowledge, the skill of Malayalam language also. So it's
Okay.
all of for my, it's my interest. Nobody
Exactly.
suggested me, nobody pushed me,
Okay.
but this is my self learning.
Mm.
Without any help, I learned this language, Malayalam.
Yes, have tried something. You've tried another language, another regional language, that too, a difficult language, one of the difficult languages in from southern part of India. I think Tamil is the mother of all the southern, the Dravidian languages, and from there comes the other languages. But still, mastering another language is not easy. And I think the same method can be used when we learn any language. So generally,
Yes, ma'am,
people
that's what
feel
I'm doing.
English is a foreign language, so it's something that is beyond my capacity. It's not like that. When you take the interest, anything is possible. And
Yes.
one more thing is you need some guidance maybe for some time. And after that, you can do it on your own, just to check if everything is right, if you're on the right track. Okay, that's what, yes. So we read about such people who come from ordinary background, who led and who are still leading extraordinary lives.
There
Okay,
are many examples, man.
many
There are
examples are
countless
there.
examples. There
Exactly.
are countless examples that will inspire our life.
Yeah, right. So it is possible. And when we get to listen to people saying that I never came or I never come from an English speaking background or I never went to an English medium school, but even if you don't become popular, you can always win, be successful in life. Yeah.
You're doing a wonderful job to the
Thank you so
learners,
much.
English
Thank you.
learners. And really, I inspired your YouTube channels, ma'am. Really, this YouTube channel is somewhat like a stepping stone to the learners.
Oh,
It
thank you so
enhances,
much.
it boosts up our confidence and our capable that, yeah, when we take a session, we feel that, yeah, we are capable, we can do something. We are also capable to achieve something. It boosts up like us, ma'am.
Yes,
And
good
it,
to know that. Yeah.
yes, ma'am.
So through language, we get to know more about the depth of life. That was great. So I should thank you for that.
And really, you're helping, knowingly or unknowingly, you're helping the people a lot, ma'am,
Thank you. Thank
because
you.
it inspires many people.
Thank you so much. You're so kind, and thank you for your wonderful, generous feedback. And I hope to connect with you in the future as well. Right?
Thank you, ma'am,
Okay.
to giving
Thank you
your
so much. Bye.
appreciation